setting up your presentation for a situation where the rate does not match. Now, just imagine that they're telling you that they're paying $100 a month, and everything on the FSC indicates that the lowest option that we have available is like 180. So it doesn't really match. $100 and 180, there's something wrong. So when you have a situation where the rate that they're telling you, the payments that they're telling you that they're paying seems to be completely low compared to the options that we have, you're going to have to investigate to determine what's the situation. Now, number one, if the rate doesn't match or it seems like something is off, something is wrong, you're going to have to call and get a deck page. The only way that we could actually compare and understand what situation they have, and also to determine if they're giving us the same information, is by analyzing their actual policy. So call and get a deck page. Number two, you're going to review the declaration page to determine if there's anything wrong. If there's anything that maybe they weren't aware, or something that they weren't disclosing, that they're not telling us. So you're going to check the zip code. That's one of the most common mistakes. Maybe the agent that sold them a policy just decided to add a zip code without them knowing, or maybe they gave them a different address. Whatever the situation is, check the zip code, check the address, check the date of birth for all the policy, for all the drivers, check the coverages, check the vehicles, check everything that has to do with their information. We must confirm to make sure that everything matches. Number three, 90% of the time, the rates are completely different and there's something wrong with the options. Now, let me give you a quick scenario. Number one, maybe they're telling us that they were paying $100, but they just added a car, or they were just recently involved in an accident and their payment went up. But they're disclosing. So number three, technically, these are reasons why the rates won't match, or this is the reason why the rates are completely off. Number one, maybe their payment just went up, but they're not disclosing. Number two, maybe their policy was wrong, incorrect, was done incorrectly. They offered a Mickey Mouse option, maybe a different address, or the date of birth, or wrong coverages, but there's something wrong within the policy. Number three, maybe they just made changes on their policy and they're not telling us. They're not disclosing the changes that they made. They're telling us, they're giving us the monthly payment that they were paying before, simply because they feel that if they give us the actual price, we're not going to find them something lower. So customers are usually not 100% honest. So therefore, you need to call, get a deck page, investigate, look into the situation. Now, setting up the presentation on confirming the information and making sure that everything matches is important, simply because you never want to assume. Don't assume. Don't go based on the customer. You're going to ask them, how much do you pay? They're going to tell you, I'm paying $100. Then you're going to analyze that. You're going to have your own conclusion. And if it doesn't make sense, don't assume they're paying $100. Don't confront them about it either. Don't tell them, look, don't lie to me. Don't use that approach, because they're going to get negative and they're going to leave. The approach you need to look into is investigating, getting a deck page, analyzing all the information on the policy to have a better understanding of their policy, and then you're going to be able to determine if the information is accurate. And if it's not, then that's going to help you to educate the customer, to at least explain to them why those $100 are not realistic. Matter of fact, maybe they don't even have insurance because they have the wrong address, the wrong zip code. So understanding the reason why they're paying $100, and if you find something, if you find information that's not accurate, you're going to use that to justify, that's part of service, and then you're going to continue to set up your presentation to close the deal.